Welcome to episode 55 of the Sweet Nature Cruisecast. Hi, I'm Linz, as always I'm joined by Marky.
Hello.
Hello, and today we're talking about all the new cruise ships that are coming online, what the future holds, and more importantly, what they're going to do for us. But first, a little mood music.
I feel the pulse, I feel the sway. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a new ship, it's a different day. Watching all the worries wash away. Eyes on the horizon.
What did you think to today's mood music?
Is it a country song?
It's kind of a George Ezra-inspired one. You'll hear when you hear the full thing.
Okay, I'm not sure.
But it's not country specific.
No, it's not redacted either, so
He's definitely not redacted.
I love
It's very
that.
different.
That's my favourite.
So far.
I think it'll be my favourite.
Oh.
Play it at my funeral favourite.
Okay. Consider it done.
Thank you.
Well, today we've got our topic as usual and a couple of news stories.
Yeah.
No cruise confessions because in a couple of weeks' time, and I know we've been teasing this for a long time,
No.
but genuinely in a couple of weeks' time we've got the Late Night Linzi special.
Oh, my Lord.
So there's maybe space for one or two last confessions. So if you've got a late night Linzi confession,
Not with me,
no,
I'd just like to point
no, just that he's only suitable for reading out by Late Night Linzi.
Maybe
Please send us that in, and that'll be in a couple of weeks' time. But for today,
Yes.
we're talking, as my song suggested, new ship, different day.
Yeah, there's a lot of ships
There's
coming
a lot of
online.
announcements, but only not just for sort of the short term.
Mm.
And I think we'll probably come on to Princess first.
Okay, let's do Princess.
But where they've sort of announced up to 2039.
Wow.
So 13 years ahead.
Oh, dear.
But also,
It's not a good number.
what do we hope to see on them?
Yes.
And then what of our favourite cruise lines that we go on regular would we like to see them change where they've not made announcements yet?
Okay, I
In other
understand.
words, we're brainstorming for them for free.
As we normally do.
As we always do. And then they can take that and claim it to be their ideas.
Yeah. Sula Mare, we're looking at you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Princess first.
Yes.
So they've announced a brand new class ship, which I have to say I was fairly surprised at. I don't know if you were when it came out, because it's not that long since
it did the
Sphere was
yeah,
launched.
Yeah.
It's a while since it was announced, to be fair, because
Yeah.
they announce it and it takes a while to build them. But I assumed that they would carry on with the Sphere class as
Is
the
that
next
another one?
batch of ships for probably
Yeah. The
maybe the
foreseeable.
next decade.
Yeah.
And then announce, still aiming at late 2030s,
Mm-hmm.
that that's when the new one would come.
Yeah.
So they've called the new one Voyager class. So once again, Royal Caribbean and Princess continue to exchange names. There's not a massive amount said on it yet, apart from it's the first ship of the three that they've ordered from Fincantieri, who did the Sphere class,
Mm-hmm.
is coming on in 2035, then 2038, I think, and then
Yeah.
2039 for the final ship.
Yes.
What they've said is that it's building on the success that they've had with the Sphere class.
With Star and Sun, yeah.
Similar size, but maybe a little bit bigger was what I read between it.
Is that what you've taken it to
Yeah.
mean?
Because the passenger numbers are similar on it. It's high 4,000s. So
Okay.
you're at a similar-ish
Yeah.
size to that.
Yeah.
But they have said it's something completely different.
Okay.
So what would you like to see from that?
That's completely different.
Yeah. So looking where... So you look over the last few years, we've done sort of Enchanted Princess, we've done Ruby Princess,
Yeah.
and we've done the Sphere class.
Yes.
So we've gone through that
Yes.
evolution of them.
Yes.
What would you like to see on the next lot?
It's a classic, but I feel it's a good one. Now, the Sphere class has a lot of windows at the side because they've got the big Sphere window.
Yeah.
I would like to see windows at the front and the back. I know this is old-fashioned in ship-wise.
Do they not have that on Sphere class now?
Well-
yeah, it's got a massive one that...
No.
at the back it overlooks the wake from the restaurant.
Oh, yeah, but you've got what is it at the back? You've got the, what's it called? The sanctuary bit.
Yeah.
At the front, you've got
You've got the solarium
the
bit coming
dome
out of
and the dome. You can't, if you're going on a discovery, you want to be able to look out the front and you want to be able to look out the back.
I-
I know
I kind-
this is like old-fashioned.
It is. I kind of get what you mean. Both of those ships do have big windows at the front and back.
But you
I'm
don't
not saying
have
they don't, but they don't have.
a bar.
Yeah, if you look at something like, I'm going to pull Fred Olsen into this.
Yes, do Fred Olsen.
So if you look at something like Balmoral,
Mm.
they have these huge, big portal-style windows that are massive. They're very similar in style to what you see on Virgin, and in particular in like its spa
Yeah,
area.
but don't get me started on Virgin and their lack of windows.
We'll come back to Virgin shortly, I'm sure.
Mm.
So you want to see more glass on there?
Yes, buy your shares in glass right now. Sand.
Do you think, given the disaster that happened with Deck 19 on Sun, and now they completely changed that for when
I
it's
thought
fit?
you were going to do a
when
window
start.
disaster then.
No,
Deck 19, where they had the play area and everything.
the coaster thing and what were going to be a new kids type area, which
Yeah.
is very different for that.
Yeah,
Do you think they'll try and revisit that again?
that's a very good question.
They've got 10 years to get it right.
Whereas the other ones like not MSC, well, kind of, but NCL and Royal Caribbean are going super. You know what? I don't know, to be honest with you. I think they like it skewing a little bit older, and by teens, I mean, and
Yeah.
not necessarily splashdown kind of thing, or bumper cars or
Yeah.
anything like that.
No, I definitely can't see them having anything
think,
like that.
No. Or like the new Disney, what is it?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Adventure with its
Yeah.
roller coasters and its rides on.
Yeah,
and
they're,
things.
they're not going to skew like that. I can't.
No,
I
no.
genuinely can't see.
No,
them
I don't see
skewing
that
Royal
happening.
Caribbean.
No
at all.
age wise.
It will be interesting to see what they do from a family perspective, because for me, I'm not even sure that it's going to be a major focus, families for them on it.
They like families on there, but I think they're like it's more
The older families.
the older families who are quite foodie, because then when you start dealing with children, you've got to go back into chicken nuggets and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
There was only our child that was basically
Eating snails.
don't get me started.
Do you think there is any possibility whatsoever
Hmm.
that they do one of these ships adults only?
Oh, that is a very good question, and I would like to see that. Yes, I would.
Because if you look at where the Sphere class started,
Mm-hmm.
where it is today,
Yeah,
they're in the news stories today,
yeah.
as is fairly common, because they do put out a lot of news stories,
Mhm.
Princess, that we relate to.
Mm-hmm.
The emphasis on fine dining and fine cocktails on there
Yeah,
seems to be getting more and more by the day.
adulty.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to the same level that you see with Virgin.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last press release that I saw, a news story about Princess, that was family focused.
That's a very good point.
Can you remember any?
No. Only when they were taking it down.
Yeah, which that wasn't the most positive of stories.
No.
So what else do you think they're going to do on the ship? Or what would you personally, from a experience point of view, like to see on the new ships?
I would like to see more a new salted style dog
So a new salty dog,
kind of
salty
thing.
dog grill, but much better.
Yeah, like
I mean, those small plates, are they not to a degree what you get in things like O'Malley's now?
no. I want a salty dog kind of thing where it can be themed for, like Epcot does, and
Yeah.
it can be themed and everything. So depending on the season, they will have signature dishes or signature style. So, for example, you're going down the California, Mexico coast.
Yeah,
Then the food from Salty Dog,
reflects that.
yes,
So it's a constantly changing menu depending on where you're based.
where you are.
I
yes.
love that idea.
Thanks. You can again have that for free.
I think it is practical.
And I feel Salty Dog can do like street food and things. It doesn't have to be all Wagyu this and caviar that. It could be more like street food style.
Yeah, I mean,
kinda
certainly
like
as you get down to sort
authentic.
of Mexico, you have
No, you
proper
can-
authentic
you
sort of
could be
tacos, fajitas when you're up at Mexico. When you're going up at sort of Napa and stuff, and San Francisco, you have the seafood side and then
Yes.
cheese and wine-based stuff.
Yeah. And I feel that's the restaurant to do it because it's got that piratey.
I don't think I would. I think I would bin the salty dog element of it.
I like
But I would
salty
have
dog.
a new restaurant where it's an evolving menu. 'Cause it's apart from when they do repositioning cruises, they get to an area and they sort of patrol that area for a period of time, don't they?
Yeah.
They very rarely just tip up to like Southampton, do one cruise, and then go somewhere else.
I mean, what would Southampton salty dog food be? Let's have a
Fish
think.
and chips,
Oh yeah, fish and chips, steak and kidney pudding.
doner kebab.
I'm not so much convinced by the doner kebab. Chicken tikka masala.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how would you get it street food? You'd have to get it very small.
You would do.
And
Well, we walked to a market in York yesterday, and there were street food curries.
Yep.
So it happens.
It does
Don't have to
happen,
be in
but
a
I
restaurant.
just feel, so then let's say you're doing the med, it's easy. Grease, you've got feta things.
I would definitely like to see, when we're talking specifically restaurants.
And it must be easier to source the food when you're in that area. If you're going out of Athens to get and you think, oh, well, salty dog's going to be Greek themed this week.
Well, I was kind of with you even before you said that when we talked about restaurants, because when I heard the thought, well, like my first thing goes to sort of food and drink in terms of what are they going to do on that, not just the layout of the ship. But I would love to see Princess have a proper take on a Mexican tapas style restaurant like Pink Agave.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Because they've got the partnership with the tequilas.
Yes.
On it, which at the moment...
Oh, they're Matthew McConaughey's.
It is, yeah. So you've got that. They've just announced their new
Mrs.
partnership
McConaughey.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that it would be great to see that, because I don't think they've got that on any ship that I can think of.
No, but it would be good to have that kind of...
It would make sense.
Yeah,
and to
high
have
end.
On a lot of ships we have martini bars.
Yes.
I would love to see a tequila lounge.
Oh, yes.
I know you would love to see a tequila lounge.
I would really love to
Let's
see a
face it,
tequila lounge.
Probably their most famous cocktail is the 24-carat
It's
margarita.
up there.
Wow, I can't think of one that's more famous.
It's
for Princess.
good. It's good.
So if you're going to do that, then let's do something in like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see where they go from there. Let's shift on to
More windows.
More windows, more
Front
tequila.
and back, yes.
Virgin. So Virgin Brilliant Ladies, their fourth ship that's come out.
Yes.
This is of the initial batch that they ordered.
Mm-hmm.
They're all essentially the same. Brilliant Lady is a little bit smaller.
Narrower,
so it
yes.
can get through the Panama.
Yeah.
And they've managed to do it so lifeboats come in.
Yeah, and again, this is where they're realising now more windows would have helped in Alaska.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can go up on top deck. It's got good viewing platforms up there. Lots of seating. And that perch and stuff at the top would have been amazing if you're going through a canal.
Windows.
What would you like to see? Because Virgin haven't announced anything yet. What would you like to see from their new ships? I don't believe they're going to copy and paste. I think we're done with that originals that started out with Scarlet, that design. Because otherwise I think they'd have already been going.
Okay.
What do you think's next for Virgin? Are they going to go bigger, or will they potentially go Explorer
Level.
Journeys style?
You know what? Like a megastar ship.
Where it's all rock star and mega rock stars.
Yes, let's do that. Like a yacht style that they can get into
So
smaller
it's like a yacht club style, like with
yeah,
Explorer.
smaller ports. So you feel like a rock star as you pull in next to Rod's yacht with his palm trees on it.
How do you think
Mahon in Menorca.
How do you think that works for that Virgin experience? Based on what the Virgin what's a Virgin experience on those ships like? If you look at what it is now, it's the food, it's the drink, it's the entertainment, it's the
being
vibe,
yourself.
it's everything.
Yeah.
How do you elevate that to like that Explorer Journeys style compared to Yacht Club to Explorer Journeys?
All the rooms, all the suites.
Yeah, but take away from the cabins. What do you do around the vibe of the ship, everything else, to try and keep that but a bit elevated? That's where, when I've thought about this,
Smaller.
I've struggled a bit.
Smaller. Freedom dining, no app. So it feels more like that type of
So
ship.
sub what, 700 passengers?
Yeah. Like, what's Windstar?
Azamara, Windstar's tiny. It's only like 200 or 300 pat.
Okay.
They're not going to make them
Slightly bigger.
that small. So probably about half the size of what they are now, I'm guessing, passenger-wise.
Yes.
I would not be surprised at all to see that that's where Virgin
With
go.
windows.
I also wouldn't be surprised to see them do, an even fancier partnership.
Like a huge mega ship.
No, I don't think they'll go down Royal Caribbean
But
style.
all sweet, like MSC did with the yacht club, then becoming Explorer. I could see them having a mega ship.
Yeah.
They're not going to, name wise, they could make it more kind of. There was never a brilliant lady band or a resilient lady band, but they could, or singer, but they could make it a little bit themed to what they have in respect of, when you stay and you've got, because everybody's going to have a record player. What's the modern name for a record player? What do people call them?
I call them a record player. Turntable?
Yes, one of those in with
a gramophone.
with
It's Master's voice.
It's obviously with the dog. And albums. What do the people call the albums now? Vinyl.
You're so with the kids.
So you could have Vinyl Lady.
So you think that the
make
crew
it more
will still be in what you think they do on this? The crew will still be like the diva, the hostess, etc., but it'll be like
small.
the vinyl.
No,
the cabaret.
The Vinyl Lady or the.
I mean, you might be going off on a different tangent in terms of what Virgin's next.
No, but you know what I mean. They're still going to wear the cute little shorts and things like they would on a yacht.
Yeah, I can't believe that they would deviate so far to not keep that Virgin vibe.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's not Virgin.
You're still going to have Scarlet Night.
Do you think they would?
Yes, I do.
Really?
People, it doesn't matter what.
I think they'd have their own thing. I don't think it'd be Scarlet.
What would you call it? Vinyl night,
rubber night,
deck night.
I don't know. I think it would have to have its own
decks on the deck night.
Yeah, I don't think
with deck
you get your deck on there, and it's not allowed. Just deck. So you don't go, and he has to turn up once a week,
and he spins the decks.
Yeah,
why is he not doing that?
It should be. I do genuinely believe that that's something that has at least been discussed at Virgin. Yes. Whether we ever see it or not.
Well, I'd cost it.
But the fact that they've still not announced anything.
No.
And Brilliant Lady's already sailing.
Again, you can have this for free.
Well, you have to assume that we're not going to see, unless it's going through and it's all top secret and no one knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to assume we won't see another Virgin ship for at least 4 years.
You would expect so. Yeah.
But the smaller ships, they can build slightly quicker.
They can, yeah.
So I think that's where they'll go from there.
Okay.
I think we'll end up with more cabaret-style entertainment.
Maybe.
Still at that sort of adult, risque, grown-up, fun thing. I don't think it'll be boring.
Oh, no. But it'll be more like
more refined.
Not refined, but the bands that they have in the swirly bit. What's that called?
You're so on it this morning. The roundabout.
The roundabout and
this is why you're the cruise expert, Linz. So you think there'd be more like that? Yes. Little impromptu ones.
Well, not impromptu. You know it was happening, but
yeah, but it's not a stage venue.
No,
it's not a lounge.
And it'd be quite. And sometimes it'd be quite. I'm picturing it. Caftans and quite psychedelic and that kind of you'd be sort of transported back to a really private members club with that kind of thing.
Do you think that it can properly work that? And then I'm going to follow up question afterwards.
I do think it'd work if they get me to do it.
What would stop it from being successful?
Cost.
Which is my follow-up question. how much would you be willing? So look at the cost difference going on Explorer now compared to Yacht Club.
You know what? It's not that different now.
No, it's about 20-30% more expensive if you get the right cruise.
It has to be a bucket list destination.
Yeah.
You can't just do the 3 nights Bimini and back. It has to be proper destinations
No,
where,
I think if you're doing
where the
smaller
small
ones,
ship can get right into where you're visiting and make you feel like you have just like other rock stars. You pull up into the
well, if you imagine
bougie
going on
port
this
and
one
you
in,
step off
going
and you're
into
in
sort
there.
of pulling directly into Dubrovnik.
No, you no.
Where
We
you tender
tender.
right
You
at the side of
tend.
it, like we've seen the luxury ones, or,
Yeah.
or going into Kotor, which some of the bigger ones, albeit we did do it on Virgin, but into those ones, but then into some of the smaller Greek islands.
Yeah, anywhere that's got a you know, you could go to it's Spain. You go
I think it will be, if they do this, I think it'll be a warm destination only.
Porto Banús. They'd pull into Porto Banús and you'd have a stroll around there and maybe get on the bus to Marbella.
I could see them having 2 ships, one permanently based in the Med and one permanently based in the Caribbean.
And then get into the really she kind of ports.
Yeah, the
where
stuff that other
you
ones
park where the
don't
yachts
go to.
park. Yeah.
Yeah, you go into the same sort of places that the likes of Windstar go to.
Well, also
or
where
Azamara.
all your billionaires park their yacht. All your rock stars park their yacht.
I'll be waiting for the announcement 10 minutes after we've finished recording this that Virgin have just announced that, and then people are like, well, you must have recorded that first.
No, I don't see it, but maybe we need to workshop the themes of the names a little bit more.
Yeah, we do. Let's have one final one then.
Okay.
Which other cruise line would you really like to chat about what the future's got? I've got one if you haven't.
Oh, that's a very good question. Should we do a British one? Because we've done...
Should we do P&O?
Let's do P&O.
So P&O, last ship Avia.
Yes, big.
Yeah. None that I'm aware of that have been officially announced.
Mm.
There's been rumours,
Yeah.
but there's nothing official, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
What's their next ship's going to be?
Oriana.
I won't just mean in specific name, but well done for going straight in with a name. What size are they going to be? Are they going to be bigger than Iona and Avia, or are we going to be back to Britannia or even smaller?
I think they're going to bring a ship out for all the P&O people that have been doing P&O all the longest and then notice all the changes. It's this kind of little bit
So
more...
you think P&O will do a more elevated one? That seems very off-brand.
And not elevated, but just something a little bit more... Because they're putting all the children on everything else now.
Well, do you imagine that any new ship from P&O going forward is family only? Or do you think that they could do an adult-only one again?
I think people are getting more adventurous in their travels, so they need a ship that's going to be able to deal with that.
What do you mean by more adventure?
Well, people want to go to Antarctica and they want to go to...
want to go to not the traditional sort of ports where they go to.
Yeah, like they want to go through the Panama Canal and they want to do things that hasn't, traditionally been done by a British cruise line. Yeah.
No, I mean, Cunard do it on it. The smaller P&O ships can do it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but just something that's where the itineraries are like bucket list itineraries.
As opposed to copy and paste.
Yeah,
like
and they are
300
more
days a year.
reasonable for people to actually book in order, like, because when you're booking a bucket list cruise, there's always the bucket list premium on there, as we've discovered. However, saying that though, Alaska has always been a bucket list destination. The Alaska pricing, there's some... we've been looking at some of this year, just for research, not to go, but the pricing is like incredible, isn't it? What we've been seeing.
Yeah.
So if you've been fancying Alaska, price it up.
P&O ever do Alaska?
I don't think so. Cunard do, but
Cunard do it all the time. I don't think I've ever seen. Please let us know in the comments if you've been on one. Definitely let us know.
I think they did a bit of Greenland, didn't they? And they can do across
I don't
Massachusetts and back again.
Alaska cruise with P&O.
No.
I don't think that'll change.
But people,
I don't think that's.
You don't think?
I don't think that's.
Okay.
As a group,
I'm wrong.
I don't think Carnival will push to have P&O in Alaska.
You think people are just, if you're going to do it, you better book Cunard.
Well, if you look at it purely from a business point of view,
yeah,
Carnival Group
Mm.
It's already got Princess over there. It's already got Holland American over there. It's already got Cunard. What's the benefit to adding a British one to the west coast of America?
There's some really, really avid P&O people.
There is, but I think that they can still stay within the Carnival group. And I think
know.
those P&O people would probably be happy if they were doing Alaska to probably try Cunard.
I'm sure they would, but
I think that their next ship will be bigger than Iona.
oh, okay.
I think that we will see them trying to compete
With Royal Caribbean.
No, I don't think they'll get quite that big. I think we'll see them in a similar size to what we've seen with NCL's Prima Plus class. So like what we've just seen with Luna.
So like.
And I think even more family focused.
Oh, that's not the ship for me.
Well, if you look at it, I think it's fair to say that that P&O is the most family focused cruise brand that's out of the UK.
Royal Caribbean would have something to say
They're
about
not out of the UK. They sail out of the UK. I want about
I understand, yes.
base
No, you're
here.
right. Yeah.
Royal Caribbean just send whatever spare ship they've got at that point. We don't even get the Oasis class over
No,
here.
we just get,
So
Nelly of the Seas.
yeah. So if you look at it, when you look at Iona, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
you've not got any of those big family friendly, and by that I mean appealing to kids,
Mm-hmm.
activities on them. So you've not got the mega slides.
No.
You've not got the big climbing walls.
No.
You've not got the sort of air fly. You haven't got any of the new stuff. You haven't got go-karts. You haven't got roller coasters. You haven't got any of that.
They did dabble with that though, didn't they?
I don't think so.
Did they not have an Anthem Quantum class over here for a while?
No, what about P&O?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No,
I'll have some more of my
an
orange
Anthem
juice.
was over here for a little bit. But I think P&O are going to... That's what I honestly think that they'll do. They
It's a
will
mega
double down
family ship.
to the family ship, knowing that Royal Caribbean isn't from there, the adult-only experience
NCL are
to
not
losing
sending
to
a
others.
super family ship for this year.
No, I think we've got... which one did we end up getting for Royal Caribbean for next year?
Liberty, is it? No,
Liberty.
maybe.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah,
Because it was a
Liberty.
smaller one with Marino at one point, and then they changed it.
I can't remember. I think it is Liberty.
So you've got a Freedom class ship. You've got something that's 15 years old
yeah.
on it. Yeah, it's been refreshed, but it's a dated ship. So I think P&O might see that as an opportunity. And when you look at it as Carnival Group,
Mm-hmm.
the arch nemesis of Royal Caribbean Group,
Yeah.
why would you not double down on that? I just
Sure.
can't see them going smaller again.
No, me too.
And when they've announced
Now I say it.
when they announced at the point where more and more
Yeah.
people are going adults only,
Yeah.
and they flicked their adults only ones at school holidays,
Yeah, that's
not
true.
all the time,
Yeah.
but to bring kids on, I think they see, right, this is our market.
Okay.
No
Well,
one else can touch us in the UK. Let's double down on it.
you're probably right.
But let's see. Should we have some news stories?
Yes, and we better be quick, hadn't we?
We had, yeah. First one,
Mm-hmm.
I said about Princess and Margaritas.
Yeah.
So they've announced that they're shaking up every ship
Oh,
with a new drinks collection.
nice.
I'm not sure how new it is, but it's called the Pause.
Pause.
P-O-U-R-S.
Not
Like-
pause.
No, like paw.
Nice.
Signature beverage collection
Mhm.
across all 17 ships.
Lovely.
It's replacing what was previously called the Love Collection.
Okay.
Now, when that first came out, that was in line with Brito
I remember.
and the Sphere class
Yeah, I remember.
around that time.
Yeah.
But what they've done is continued to add on more and more sort of flasher brands and celebrity-led brands,
Yes.
like we talked about with the McConaughey's
Yes.
tequila.
Yeah.
But you've had a lot of ones come into it.
Yeah.
All going to be included in Plus and Premium.
Amazing.
So these are not ones on there.
Yeah.
But it's also going to now include things like the Mealy Vodka by Jason Momoa.
Ooh.
It's going to include the Malorosa wines, lots of other stuff. But in particular, the doubling down on things like the 24-carat margarita, which going forward will just have the Pantalones tequila in that.
Is that Matthews?
Yeah, that's a fancy one.
Okay, nice.
So along with the other ones
Okay,
that they do.
lovely. I
So
agree.
I thought
I'm happy with that.
nice
That's a nice.
expansion of what
Yeah,
they're doing.
That's a nice
but
news
nice that it's
story for
out
me.
to all 17 ships.
Yes, that's
not
good.
just the new ones.
Not just the new ones, Royal
Encourages
Caribbean.
people to go on the old
Yeah.
ones. News story 2.
Yeah.
Carnival is expanding.
Mm.
After we only talked about in the last podcast,
Yeah.
it's adults-only cruises already.
Wow.
That's how popular they've been in the first few weeks since they announced it.
Oh.
What they're now doing
Yeah.
is they're offering 4. They class them as C. Any idea what C stands for?
No, tell me.
It stands sailing exclusively for adults.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah, I mean, technically it's CFA, but we'll let them have C.
No, you can.
But they're shifting
small
it
F.
over to the West Coast.
Hmm.
So out of California,
Yeah.
starting in October, November this year,
Nice.
on Carnival Firenze.
Oh, nice.
So they're expecting them to sell out really quick.
Yeah.
The current ones did.
Yeah.
I think that we could potentially see in the not too distant future a dedicated Carnival adults only one.
Me too.
I have to say, when I think of Carnival and you think of the news stories and everything else attached to it, you think of it as being an adults only
Yeah.
one a
Yeah.
lot of the
yeah.
time anyway.
Yeah.
Final news story.
Okay.
MSC Cruises has just revealed a absolutely stunning new private island
Nice.
in the Bahamas.
There's a lot of islands in the Bahamas.
Yeah. They originally
Yeah.
have named it Sandy Cay. Not sure whether they'll come up with that name for. But here's where it's a little bit different. So it's about 120 miles away from Nassau. So
Okay.
relatively
Yeah.
close. But unlike all the other ones that we've seen,
Yeah.
where it's been kind of what we just talked about a second ago with P&O, slides, parties, blah, 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 all this getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
This is stripping it straight back. So
You feel like you're on a treasure island. kind of.
it's all about having about serenity and peace on there. So sandy coves, dining pavilions,
Oh, I'm loving this.
relaxing pools.
Nice.
The actual renders of it,
Yeah.
which I'll show you afterwards,
Okay.
genuinely looks
Oh,
stunning.
nice. I'm loving this.
Do we think, well, is that what you'd like to see from some others when they're doing private islands? Because they seem to have gone. I know that the one that Royal Caribbean have done at Nassau is a little bit different, but that's purely because of where it is. They
the
ain't got a lot of land.
Yeah.
Would you like to see others doing more like this, where it is a
Like you
proper
feel like
tropical island,
like you've
Robinson
been
Crusoe?
like you've been elements of Robinson Crusoe, but
Yeah.
not the I would like utilities.
You don't have to go carve your own toilet and get your own raft back to the ship.
No, but it does sound very, very, very nice. I like the sound of that very much.
I'm sort of really impressed that they're doing it. So that'll be for both MSC and Explorer cruises.
Yeah.
Again, when we talked about what Virgin do, Bimini,
Mm.
I think, works for their new luxury part of Virgin to go there,
Yeah.
because it's not slides, because it's not for kids.
No.
And this is obviously what MSC have done. They've
Yeah.
gone, but everything we've done so far has kind of been family focused.
Yeah.
Explorer isn't.
No.
Therefore, let's do something a bit
Yeah.
fancier.
Yeah.
So interesting. I would love to see some up here in the Mediterranean. I know
And
we've talked about this
you know.
in the past, but they're not there at the moment.
No.
But I'm sure sooner or later we'll get something there.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us up to the
Wow, darling.
end
Well,
of this
thank
week's
you.
Cruisecast. Cheers,
Oh,
Linz.
cheers. I hope we helped.
It was an interesting little
The
chat.
cruise signs. I hope we helped with the cruise signs.
Yeah. You can have all that for free.
Thank you for listening. Have a lovely day, and Mark's going to play us out with his lovely tune.
The map is open on the table. I'm writing every line I'm able. The morning mist is clearing from the glass. I watch the shadows of the city pass. I got my compass pointed to the blue. Everything is starting, everything is new. I feel the pulse, I feel the sway. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a new ship, it's a different day. Watching all the worries wash away. Eyes on the horizon, catching the light. Everything is moving, everything is right. rhythm in the way we move, falling back into a steady groove. A different deck beneath a different sky, watching all the old worlds drifting by. I'm pulling anchor on the things I knew. Everything is starting, everything is new. I feel the pulse, I feel the sway. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a new ship, it's a different day. Watching all the worries wash away. Eyes on the horizon, catching the light. Everything is moving, everything is right. Yeah, the tide is turning, I'm on my way. New ship, different day. The water's deep, the air is free. Exactly where I'm meant to be. It's a new ship, it's a different day. Watching all the worries wash away. Eyes on the horizon, catching the light. Everything is moving, everything is right. Yeah, the tide is turning, I'm on my way. New ship, different day. Just moving on. New ship, different day.
Were you not impressed with that one then?
No.
So that's not replaced Redacted as your favourite track yet.
No, that's not getting played at my funeral.
What didn't you like about that one?
I thought it sounded like you worked on a ship. It was a bit twee, I'm going to say that. And it's no Redacted. I'm going to compare every song now to Redacted, which is my absolute favourite one you've ever done.
Okay.
And
well, thank you for that, Simon Cowell. I'll work harder next week.
I just, you know what? No.
More Redacted.
You know me, I'm a dark soul.
Okay. Dark one for Lindsay next time.